Hey, this is James Pelton, and just want to talk to you today about another one of my crypto strategies, and this is called Yieldnodes. But before we get into that, there's been a big question that's come up, and it's, do I go by Jimmy or James? Because sometimes you hear both of them. And the reality is, I go by Jimmy, but my given name is James. When I was running my own business, people would call, and I'd answer the phone, hey, this is Jimmy. And they'd say, what is this? Are you a 14-year-old running this business out of your mom's basement? And the reality was, I was a 14-year-old running it out of my mom's basement. So I got insecure. So I started saying, hey, this is James. So on the internet, I'm James, but you can call me Jimmy. Okay, that's if you said James to me out in public, I probably wouldn't look. Okay. So anyways, just wanted to clear that up. It's caused a lot of confusion. But today I want to talk about Yieldnodes. And this is right now probably in my top 5 favorite projects. And it's not because it offers the highest return. It gives about 11% return monthly, which is very good, right? But the reason that I like Yieldnodes so much is how it performs even in a bear market. Okay, so some of these other projects that I'm in that have these 30, 35% monthly returns, they don't do super great in a bear market when the market's down. Okay. So if you're in Olympus or any of the nodes, ring nodes or strong nodes or ring financial or Wonderland or any of these, like Olympus has been hit really hard as the market's been down. Okay, we have this housing crisis going on in China. I don't know if you've heard anything about that. I'm not going to get into it. Basically, the Chinese housing market's falling apart, and that's going to make all the markets fall apart. Okay, I'm sure this is going to look stupid if the Dow Jones is up today, but I'm sure the Dow is down today. Not as bad as you would think it was. Okay, but with this Chinese housing crisis, Evergreen, one of the biggest Chinese housing real estate developers, basically went default on their debt today. Okay, so another topic for another day. But what I love about Yieldnodes is how it performs even during these bear markets, even when the markets are down. Okay, so basically in November, the whole crypto market was down, but Yieldnodes still performed at 7.2%. Okay. And that's not yearly, that's a monthly return. So compared to traditional investments, 7.2% up for a month is tremendous. Like you're not going to find a return like that anywhere else, right? Except in the crypto space. And their average monthly yield over the last 26 months is 11% monthly. So that includes back in June, July, the price of Bitcoin cut in half, right? We went from 60K to 30K. So the crypto market was down 50%, but Yieldnodes has consistently for over 2 years, so this isn't a new project. Like I had a video about Ring Financial, and they're giving 70% returns monthly, but they've been around for 2 weeks, okay? And no one's actually gotten that return yet, by the way. I remember I said it was very risky. So, I put a video about it and said it was very risky. Maybe you shouldn't do it. But then some people did it, and then they said, why'd you tell us to do it? And I never said to do it. I just wanted to let you know about it. And Ring might get their act in order, and it might be okay. But this is not like that. For 26 months, an average of 11% return. So that would be 132% annually. Or if you compound it, if you didn't take out that 11% each month, it'd be 250% return annually on what I consider, of the crypto investments, this is maybe the safest one. Okay, so it's still not safe, but it's of the crypto investments, this is one of the safest. Another thing, here they give the timeline of how much they've made each month, so they're real upfront about it. They don't hide anything. They had a really good month in February. They had their worst month was November, where they had 7%. Another thing I really like about them is they are real upfront about who their team is. So I've talked to Steve, not in person, but we've interacted over email, and I've met the team. So a lot of projects don't do this. Ring Financial, we have no idea who the team is behind that. We don't know who to talk to if we're having issues. But not here. We have a direct link to their LinkedIn. You can send them a LinkedIn message. You can go to Hong Kong and visit him. Okay. I don't recommend that either. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm also not a travel advisor. But I love that about this. Here they give a chart of their return, and this isn't projected return. A lot of projects do this. They put a projected return. Like, you're gonna make 30% a month, so here's what it's gonna look like. But this is actually a chart going backwards. So this is a historical chart, okay? It looks crazy, right? But this is a historical chart of up here, the blue is, I'm pointing like you know what I'm pointing at, but this blue is if you'd compounded in yield nodes. This is from November 2021 to September 2019. Orange is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's gone up, right? But it's been kind of crazy all over the place. Red is yield nodes if you didn't compound, if you just did that straight 11%. And then green and purple down here, which you can barely even see, is gold and the stock market, the Dow Jones, okay? So, I mean, this gold in the Dow Jones will get you 6 or 7%, right? That's what we see here. But yield nodes, the red, even if you don't compound, if you take out your profit each month, you'll still get that 11% and be up here. And then if you compound it, you'd be up here into 70,000 euros. This is if you put in 5,000 euros. So they do everything in euros, which can get a little confusing for you. So just so you know what they do before I get into how to get started, different cryptocurrencies have nodes that basically process verify the transactions that are being made on that currency. And they need nodes that are set up to do the validations. And you can set up your own nodes, like that's what we're doing on Strong, right? It's setting up our own node. Ring, we're setting up our own node. But a lot of these cryptocurrencies, it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to set up a node for some of these cryptocurrencies, okay? So what Yieldnodes does is rather than making you fork out $200,000 to set up a node, they have built like a fund basically where you put in your $5,000 or $2,000 or $10,000, whatever you want to put in. They pool it together and then they set up the nodes. So I think it's a really smart way of doing it. And then the nodes provide, the different cryptocurrencies provide rewards for you having those nodes set up. And that's where the yield comes from. So I think it's a really powerful way to do it. Getting started is really easy. It's another thing I love about yield nodes is, you know, to get involved with strong nodes, your minimum investment is going to be $6,000 or $7,000. Your minimum investment with yield nodes is going to be 500 euros, okay? So they do everything in euros. So that'd be like $560, I think. $564, okay? So that's the minimum investment. So you can start small. Another thing I love about yield nodes is you can get your initial deposit back. So if you are familiar with like Drip or Strong or Ring nodes, when you deposit into Drip, your initial investment is gone. Okay, so you can start withdrawing the 1%, so you get your money back in 100 days if you did it that way. But your initial investment, you can't withdraw. If I put in $5,000 into Drip, I can't withdraw $5,000. Okay, and that's why Drip works the way it does, because you don't have whales coming in withdrawing $1 million. They can only take out the 1% per day. But Yieldnodes is not like that. Your initial investment is locked for 6 months because they're deploying it into the different nodes. So they can't have you just taking money in and out all the time. So it's locked for 6 months. But then you can take it out. You can take back your initial investment. You can withdraw your profit whenever you want, or you can recompound it. Are the two options there. And they even have, you can't see it here, but they even have like a slider, and you can say, I want you to redeposit 50% to compound, and I want you to withdraw 50%. That's what I usually do. I get my money back, I withdraw 50% of the profit, and I recompound 50% of the profit, so that I'm taking a little profit out, but I'm also growing what I have in there. So that's probably what I'll do with Yieldnodes also. So basically, I put in $5,000 into Yieldnodes, and it's got me $350 return in November passively. And again, that was in a month where the crypto market was not good. If you look over the last 30 days, Bitcoin was down 27%, Ripple was down 28%, Dogecoin down 36%, but Yieldnodes plus 7%. Okay, so I think a very safe, again, it's not safe, it's crypto, but I think a good place to put your money if you're looking to go in the crypto space. So how do you get started with Yieldnodes? If you go to deposit, you can try one of these fiat money exchanges. They're all European based, and I did not have any luck with them. My credit card wouldn't work on any of them. I couldn't get my bank account connected with any of them just for different reasons. There's huge fees on these too. So, I mean, it makes it easy if it worked, But I don't recommend doing that. I would recommend just doing what we normally do, going to Binance.us, and they only allow Tether deposits on the Tron network, TRC20. Binance does not let you withdraw to the Tron network. I don't believe Coinbase does either. So your only option then for getting money in here is to deposit Bitcoin, okay? And I don't think we've ever done that before. I don't have any Bitcoin sitting around ready to deposit. I have my Bitcoin currently on Nexo. And thank you, someone pointed out that, I'll make another video about it, but BlockFi, where I normally have my Bitcoin sitting, gives interest, but it's tiered interest. So you only get a high percentage on like your first $10,000 in Bitcoin, and then everything after that is tiered. So I have most of my Bitcoin sitting in Nexo, which I'll make a video about some other time. I get distracted very easily. But basically, you go into whatever crypto exchange you prefer, just go buy some Bitcoin, and however much you want to put into Yieldnodes, like let's say $5,000. And then you just go here, copy this Bitcoin address. And Bitcoin is not on the Ethereum network or the Binance Smart Chain. Bitcoin has its own chain. So when you're withdrawing, again, I don't think it'll let me even show this without having some Bitcoin, which I don't. Yeah, so it won't let me show you. But basically, if you withdraw Bitcoin from Binance, just select the Bitcoin network, and you're sending it to this address here. So just copy, don't try to type it in. You'll make a mistake. Copy that address, paste it into your withdraw. It'll take probably a day or two for it to get there. And then Yieldnodes locks it up for 7 days. So I think that's just while they're deploying it. It takes them a while to take your money and stick it into the nodes, and they don't want to lose any money, obviously. So it'll take about 7 days before your money gets deployed, but then it should be there, and then you'll start getting your yield right away. I'm hoping for the month of November. They tell you the weekly yield. So to the first week of December, we got 2.1%. So again, we're looking probably at about 9% for the month so far, if it continued at that 2.1%. So that's pretty good. So I think this is a really solid project. Please let me know if you have any questions or if you need help getting started. Also, let me know in the comments below what other projects that you'd like me to look into. If there's other types of passive income outside of crypto you'd like me to look into. I'm going to do a video sometime. I love just passive income in general, but I have a done-for-you Amazon store and a done-for-you Walmart store. Just some other things that I've been diving into. So let me know. I even had some people ask me, they saw my weight room in one of the videos and asked about my workout. Just let me know what type of content you'd like to see. Do you like me just keep doing these crypto projects? I have a lot more to go through. I think I'm in on 35 crypto projects, and I've done videos on about 12 of them. So I have a lot more I could do on here, but eventually you start to kind of run out of money to put into the different projects, right? That's kind of what I found is somebody says, go look into this project. Like, I really want to look into Nemesis DAO. Nemesis DAI. Hopefully Google couldn't even figure out what I was trying to say. There's Nemesis DAO as a project that I'd like to look into. But honestly, my money's all deployed and I don't really want to deposit more in. So I may or may not get into some of those. But yeah, let me know what kind of projects you'd like to see more of. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.